And we're back to another episode to our Infamouz lifestyle channel. So you can see we got the R1M on the lift, and it came in today, so I'm finally going to be able to show it to you guys. We ordered the flash from BT-MOTO, so shout out to Bren. I mean, look at the packaging. It just the packaging gets me excited. I mean, he's done a really good job on it. I mean, it looks pretty good. You open it up, you know, you kind of see it where I think he had, there you go. He has like a little, the sticker. So shout out to BT-MOTO, and pretty much says your journey starts here. So pretty cool. I like his packaging and what we got from him. And when I say flash, for you guys that don't know, it's the handheld. So this is like a handheld tuner to plug into your bike. So if you could look behind me, we did the exhaust already. I ordered the filter, so the filter should be coming in hopefully this week, if I'm not mistaken. The flash, it takes a few days. It just depends. I know Brandon's a busy guy. It's a kind of like a multiple step process deal. Now that we have it here, pretty much what we gotta do is plug it up to the bike so you can read the stock flash that it has on it, send it over to Brandon via email, all that good stuff. He's gonna get it, send me back a questionnaire. Once he sends me the questionnaire, pretty much saying what bike is it, what fuel we're gonna be running, miles done to the bike, what kind of flash did we get. So just a quick questionnaire over the bike of what we got, what we're trying to do. And once we send him that, he's gonna go ahead and send us the flash for the bike, put it back on the handheld, and from the handheld to the bike itself. So I feel like it's depends. It's a multiple day process in my opinion, depending on timing and stuff like that. But I'm just glad that it's here now and we could kind of get it going on the R1M. So super excited. I have it. I rode the bike, I'm not gonna lie to you. So the bike felt good. It felt great. I mean, it felt like a Yamaha. Rode it with the stock exhaust, not the full Acro exhaust. So I kind of, hopefully with timing, if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, we have a lot of things going on right now with the bikes, not just with the R1M build, but also with those 3 builds that we're doing, the build off series pretty much that we got going on, plus our, can't forget, the 2024 giveaway bike, our ZX6 KRT bike that we're going to be giving away. So check out infamouzculture.com. Yeah, let's get started. I think I put the bike up too high. Let me bring it down because I do have to take out the seat to be able to plug onto the bike, so we could kind of get the OEM file onto the handheld, onto the computer, and onto its way to Brand via email. So let's get going. You got to go ahead and remove the seat. I believe they're 5mm Allen, these 2 bolts, and it just slides back like this. I just leave them on there, kind of get it out the way. It's tucked underneath this little other bracket that we have on the bike, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully it allows me to have better access to the plug that we gotta connect to the bike. So pretty much those big bolts with the kind of like big head are on the outside edge, and then the 4 bolts, you can see the difference with the smaller heads are, oh man, see, I'm not butterfingers like full res, but are right here closer to the middle. So once you do that, you can remove this bracket and get out your way. This is what you're trying to get to, so you kind of just slide it out of this little bracket that it has. It's just literally through this little rubber little deal right here. So once you do that, you unplug it. So that's it. Let me get the handheld. Now, I don't want to bore you guys with the process plugging up to the computer. I feel like Brent does a great job on his website for your specific bike on how to go through their software and stuff like that, how to do it. But basically, I'll give you a little 101. You have the handheld, right? So that's one. And then from the handheld, you have this wire that would go pretty much from handheld to the computer. So you have a USB, and then you have the connection to the handheld itself. And this is what you need to do. Now that I have the bike ready, I always like to go ahead and update the software on this before even plugging up to the bike. So I'm going to try to knock that out right now. But once you do that, you have this second cable that pretty much goes to, this part goes to the handheld itself. And as you can see, this red one goes to that red connector that I I exposed and got access to, which is essentially the one that goes connected to the ECU. So let me go ahead and update the handheld through his software system, which is, I believe, is called My Genius Client, before plugging up to the bike. So let me get that going right now. So it looks like now it's reading the device to the actual software system, and I'm gonna go ahead and at the bottom it says update. Both of them are checked. I'm gonna hit OK. So right now I think it's updating the handheld, so I'm gonna give it a few minutes. It should knock that out real quick, and then we're gonna go back to the bike and get that file. So alright, so after a few minutes we got the update completed notification. So now we could go ahead and get the handheld and plug it up to the bike. So let's get it going. You get your other cable that I mentioned earlier out, and this side goes to the top of the handheld. I don't think you got to screw it down. That's just kind of more so it doesn't become unplugged. I just put a few little threads in there and call it good. Once you plug it up, you should get power to the handheld. So let me see if I could. It should be installed here shortly. But yeah, so this connector goes to the bike itself down here. So connect that. Like I mentioned, now you got power to your device. So it turns on. Pretty much on the screen it says I'm gonna go to work. It's gonna say Yamaha motorcycles, and I'm gonna go down to MT-07, MT-09, MT-10 to this bike. It doesn't say R1M, but I'm just gonna go with R1 and then 20 and above, because it has a 15 to 19. So 20 and above. It's telling me to connect like kind of like a tender or something. We're not gonna be here that long, and the battery, I mean the bike's new, the battery's new. I don't think we're gonna drain it. So switch on the dashboard. So now you gotta go to your bike, turn it on, hit OK, and it's starting to read it, through the communications on it. So now we switch it off. So basically you're just going with what the handheld is telling you to do. You hit OK. Protocol identify flash 0778. I'm gonna put OK. Identification, I'm gonna put ID. Now I'm gonna switch it back on. Waiting, starting communication. So right now I think it's just talking to the ECU. Waiting, operation in progress. So now it's telling me to turn it off. Hit OK. Task successfully completed. Okay. So it looks like it saved the file. So now let me go ahead and go back to the computer and upload it to the My Genius Client software. Okay, now we're back on the computer. I plugged it up, and now you have an option where it says download from My Genius. I'm gonna go ahead and click that and pretty much go through the process. And you want to save it on a folder, save it somewhere where you're gonna find it on your computer. All right, so now that we went ahead and sent the file to Brand, you know, and it's in his hands now. We're gonna go ahead and put everything back. So we can go ahead and unplug this connector and set off to the side, and put this little kind of top back on and slide it down on that bracket that was holding it, and put the bracket back on with the bolts, which is this one right here. Tuck these wires back in. But for the meantime, that's kind of all I can do for now. So appreciate you staying this long. I'll see you hopefully in a few days. So we're back at the obviously infamous garage. Bran was quick, to say the least. Finally got the flashback from him. I actually got it back yesterday. So busy, honestly, I didn't check my emails. So I just saw it today. So fortunately, he sent me back the file. Like I mentioned to you guys, I went ahead and did the questionnaire and everything else that he sent for the flash. So he's on his game, you know. So shout out to Brand. If you guys are looking to flash your bikes, not just for the Yamahas, you know, all of our BMWs are Brand flashed. So he knows his thing. And like I said, he's on top of his thing. So huge shout out to him. We got the file back. It's in my email. Actually, all I got to do from there is open it up, put it on that software on the computer, and put it on the handheld. Once it's on the handheld, then that's it. After that, it's just putting it on the bike and letting it read it, and you're good to go. So let's get it going. So now that we're by the computer, I went ahead and got the file from the email. I put it on my Genius. So just follow the steps from downloading from there to your handheld, and once you do that, you'll have it there, and just go ahead and plug it up to the bike. So, and it's pretty much gonna turn it on, and from here you're just gonna follow some of the instructions. So now you pretty much gotta keep going through the process. Right now it says switch on the dashboard, so go ahead and turn on the bike. Just the key, don't turn on the ignition, obviously. Hit OK. It's communicating with the bike. So it's a simple process. It just sometimes it does take a little bit. So now it says switch it off. So go ahead and turn the key. Hit OK. Now it says switch on. So go ahead and switch it back on. And hit OK. So sometimes it depends. Once you go through this, you're going to start seeing the file actually right onto the bike itself. So it might take like, I don't know, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. So just be patient. So just file processing in progress. So right now I feel like it's just about to start writing it. Now switch it back to off. Go ahead, hit OK. Hit OK. Switch it back to on. Hit OK. So right now I'm guessing it's getting rid of the, there you go, it's getting rid of the old file, which is okay because you have it saved onto your handheld. Brent has the file as well. And now it's you can see it's uploading the my file 0.mod. So it's getting that file that Brent went ahead and sent to us, read onto the ECU of the computer or the bike. So meanwhile the file is reading on the bike, I just want to go ahead and retouch or mention that whenever you talk to Brent and you're telling him about your bike, like I said, he sends a questionnaire. The questionnaire is going to ask you what kind of mods have been done on the bike. They don't really care too much about aesthetics. They don't care if you have spools, frame sliders, little stuff like that, windscreen. What they care about is your performance add-ons, as far as the air filter, the exhaust, stacks, little stuff like that. IT relocator, they might care about that. So for us, we pretty much told him that we did the exhaust, and you guys saw that. We did the air filter as well. Now that we have the flash, we want to go ahead and flash the bike, see the full, unleash of the bike with the exhaust, with the filter, with the flash, so you guys can kind of enjoy. You saw my first time impression on riding the bike, super quiet. So now we're going to go ahead and hopefully do like a pure sound for you guys as well, so you guys can kind of hear this this beast of a bike. Yamaha's always sound super clean, so you guys could enjoy that. I think the last one we did was the Ducati Lamborghini V4, so the Street Fighter. I think a lot of people enjoyed that one, and that was full res piloting in it. So I think he might do this one as well. I'm not sure. We got to figure out who's going to do it, but that way you guys enjoy the sound and the pure sound of the bike. So it's almost done. I think we're like 80%. Hopefully it shouldn't take that much longer. But once this is done, that's pretty much it. I think it's going to actually turn it off again or turn it back on a few more times. And the file is read. The file is on the bike now to where you could go ahead and ride it. And like I mentioned, I think if you guys are checking out the podcast, this just doesn't unlock as far as power to what you're adding, like exhaust and filter and stuff like that. This also unlocks the ECU as far as the I can say the restrictions the manufacturer puts. So Brent does a good job on that. So honestly, I'm very interested to see. Oh, there you go. So it says switch off. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch it off. Hit OK one more time. Waiting operation in progress. I don't know if you guys can see it. Switch it back on. So this is not hard. This is switch it back off. Just following the instructions. Hit OK. Switch it back on. Hit OK. Hit OK. Switch it on. Hit OK. Switch it off. OK. Writing ECU completed. So that's it. Now the flash is literally in the bike. And I'm not gonna lie, like I mentioned, yeah, I think JDZ, full res, when they get on the bike, I think they're gonna enjoy it. They're gonna see the difference. I believe they rode it already being stock, so I'm excited for it too. But like I mentioned, Brent, he got back to us really quick. this isn't our only bike that Brent is going to flash for us. I think yesterday I went to Full Rest's garage, and he mentioned that he talked to Brent about I think he called it Hawaiian Punch now. So the red S1K, I believe that one's going to be a Brent flash, which I kind of already figured. Like I mentioned, the Beamers, that's kind of what we always do. So I knew we were going to go down that route. They didn't want to tell me, but I kind of figured it out. So that bike is going to go ahead and get the Brent flash. I might be the one kind of helping Full Res doing it, so he might have to come here. It's no big secret. Like I mentioned, it's pretty much what you guys are going to see with R1. It's going to be the same process. So that one, hopefully, it's going to be done this week. I believe it's either coming or he already got it in, so I got to talk to him about that. But I need the bike here so I could go ahead and send files and yada, yada, yada. The M1K, so Brent, like I said, he's doing Hawaiian Punch. The M1K, you guys, I don't know if you haven't noticed, but that one hasn't been flashed yet. And it's whooping a lot of the bikes. So we kind of been excited about that one. It kind of stood in the back burner for a little bit just because, we got the Cowie, we got the, Hawaiian Punch, the Gixxer, the R1M. So that one, hopefully this week, I'm going to start messing with it again. But that's going to be just like the R1M. I'm interested to see with the flash, the big gain difference, because that bike is obviously making power. If you guys haven't seen it, go check out the video where it lined up next to the blade. And you guys know the blade, it has good top end, good power. So I want to see unrestricted what that bike does. So stay tuned for that, you guys. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. But I think that's it for now. I want to say this was probably the easier part. It takes a little bit of time, going back and forth, but Brent makes it really seamlessly. So we got some more parts coming in. I just want to go ahead and knock this out. I know Full Res wants the content and needs to go ahead and edit, chop this up and stuff like that. So I want to kind of go ahead and knock it out. I'm probably going to come back later today and work on some other parts that came in, so you guys kind of see that process as well. So at least for me right now, that's kind of it. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more work on R1, and hopefully the M1K is going to make an appearance again. So check that out. Peace.